Hello and welcome to this Wpzoom video screencast. In this video I'm going to be showing you some of the unique features for the real estate layout for the present theme. Now if you haven't already checked out the present documentation, which you'll find by going to Wpzoom and then getting started, and then you'll find a link to the documentation there. There you're going to find some video tutorials which will have some other setup that you need for the theme before you can get to this video. So if you haven't already seen the quick start video for getting started with presents, then you'll need to see that first. There are also some other videos on customizing the theme and how to use the page builder. If you're using WooCommerce, there's a separate video for that as well. So I'm going to assume that you've seen and acted on the getting started video. So on this site, I've got the demo content added. I've got the recommended plugins installed, which is the must for the real estate layout. There are 3 specific plugins that you do need for that. IMpress listings for your real estate listing management, IMpress agent for your agent profiles, adding those to real estate listings, and post to post to connect listings with agents. I've also got the homepage set up with the widgetized layout. So as you'll remember from the setup video, let's go to pages and then add new. Here I've got a homepage already added. That's just the template homepage widgetized. I've also imported the widgets from the demo content. So we go to appearance and then widgets. These are already set up. So I'll come back to widgets later on, but I just want to show you, this is what I've done from importing the demo content. So if you want to speed things up a little bit, as mentioned in the setup video, that's a nice way of doing that. So first I want to show you how to add your listings, and this is straightforward. This uses 2 plugins, and we want the IMpress listings plugin, and that's going to add this icon on the left hand side here, which is listings. Here, as you would imagine, you can add your listings, and you can see I've got 9 in here. If we head over to edit one of these, we can see how this works. This looks much the same as a regular WordPress post or page. You can see you've got the title, we've got some text, and then we've got some photos here. This is just displaying in a gallery, which is just set up by selecting multiple images in your WordPress media library. You can drag and drop in order to move these around and so on. And then we've got the property details. You can see these are kept separate from the listing details. This allows the theme to output them nicely. So you can add in all these here, from your price to your address, number of floors, and so on. And if you want to provide any extended details, you've got the option for all of these to do here, and you can just add those in. You've got the price options here, so you can hide price from visitors if you'd like, or choose text to display instead. And you can also choose custom text to display as an overlay on featured listings. Featured listings are selected just by under post options, having feature in homepage slider there. If you want to add a specific photo gallery rather than just in the content itself, you can do so here as well. It's just a case of add media and then select multiple files and then create gallery in order to do that. If you want to have any video or virtual tour embed code, then you can add that in there. You can embed from sites such as YouTube or Vimeo.com. You can choose your map options and choose whether to automatically insert a map based on longitude and latitude. If you want to provide those, you can there. Or if you'd like to, you can drop in an embed from a map. In order to generate this embed code, you'll see there are a number of plugins recommended, or you can just go on Google Maps and then go to this menu, share or embed map. And then if you go to custom size, you'll see here it suggests 660 by 300 as the size. So you can just add those in there, 660 by 300, and then copy that embed code there. And that's going to display like that. If you use a contact form plugin, you can enter a contact form shortcode here. Otherwise, this listing template will use the default contact form on your site. You've got some additional details you can add in here. You can just add in all those as you like. If we scroll back up onto the other side, we're going to see that we've got the option to choose between the default or full width. If I change this to full width, obviously you're going to get a full width template there. You can set the status for the listing. So you can just add these in here. So sold, pending, new, for rent, and so on. You can also choose locations here, and again, just add in these locations as you would like to. So if I wanted to change any of these, it's just a case of ticking. These work much like categories in WordPress. Same for property types and added features, and also connected employees. Here you can see I've added an employee onto my site, and I can search from existing employees and connect them with that listing. What that does is displays them as related here, listing presented by, and then their contact details. I'll show you how to add employees later on. Once you have, you can just search for their names here, and that's going to add those in. Finally, you want to add a featured image so that your listing displays nicely on the homepage slider and elsewhere on your site. So that's how you're going to add new listings. You're going to see on the left-hand side, you've also got some other options for managing these category style things such as status, location, property type, features, and so on. So we'll just see all of these can be managed on the left-hand side in bulk. Under settings, you've got some extra settings. If you want to change the currency, for example, or the number of posts to display on the archive page, you can do there. You've also got options for a default disclaimer to show. And if you want to use the longitude and latitude feature, you can generate a Google Maps API key and just enter that in there. You can add Google reCAPTCHA as an anti-spam measure. And if you're using a contact form plugin, you can create a default contact form shortcode to add in there. The rest of these options you shouldn't need to touch because the theme will cover that for you. Although if you want to customize the listing slug, so that's the permalink to use, so /listings, for example, you can do that there. As always, make sure to save your settings once those are done. So we've now added a listing to our site. If we want to connect an employee, then we can just go to employees. Here you can see I've got one employee already. So if we're going to edit this one, then you can see we've got some dummy text. We've got their name and then separate info here. So first name, last name, their email, phone number, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, URL, etc. You can add in as many or as few of those as you like. And also, of course, a featured image, which will just be their photo. You can also see here the connected listings. You can add job types here if you'd like to, and just add more in order to do that, and show which office they work in. Just add the location in there. You can add as many as you like. As always, update those changes or publish once you're done. And you've got similar options as in the listings. You can just bulk manage offices, job types, and so on. And you've got some extra settings in here if you want to set any defaults. You shouldn't need to touch any of these apart from the employee slug. So if that's just the permalink again, so /employees would display those. So that's how you're adding your listings to your site. You can add them under listings and then employees, but to get them displaying on the homepage with that nice featured homepage slider, how do you do that? For this, you want to go to Wpzoom and then theme options. And from there, you want to go to homepage and then click on homepage slideshow. If you want to display the slideshow, you're going to want to tick this and then choose from this drop-down featured listings. This means that the homepage slider is going to display the listings, which we just set over here, with the featured ticked at the top right corner. You've got a couple of options to choose how the slider displays, as well as the number of posts, pages, or listings to display. You can also choose a couple of other display options there, and you want to save your changes once you're done. We're going to see now, if I head over to my site's homepage, we're going to see I've got this big featured listings slider. And we can see that's displaying with those settings with the three listings that are ticked as featured. You can now click through to any of these in order to see more. We'll see this now displaying with the full width that we set when we changed the listing just now. And we've also got listing presented by. So that's how you set up the slider. Very, very simple, as you can see. If you want to change the rest of the homepage then for that we need to head over to Appearance and then Widgets. We touched on this earlier just to show you how the homepage was set up in widgets, and if you've seen the other setup videos, you're going to see how those work as well. I'll just talk you through a couple of the real estate specific widgets. So on the sidebar, if I just load up a listing with the sidebar display, we're going to see we've got this search. This allows you to choose the different statuses, different locations, property types, and sort by features if you've got those. You can then press search in order to show your listings. You add this in very easily just by adding the IMpress listings search widget. So just drag and drop that onto there. You can now add the title, choose the taxonomies to display. So if I wanted to get rid of features, for example, I could do that. And now when we refresh this, we're going to see we got rid of features from this search box. So that's just one of those options you've got there. On the homepage, the top full width, we've got this call to action. So if we just have a look at the homepage, this is what we have here. So we've got the big slider up first, and then we've got this call to action with a link to view all listings. That listings link, by the way, is going to be the /listings link that we mentioned earlier. So if you head there, you can add that to navigation, of course. If you head to your site /listings, that's where you're going to access all of your listings. You can choose the text alignment here as well as the URL where that's going to link to. For the homepage column, the first third, if we have a look at this, we're going to see we've got the About widget. So this is just displaying a page here. If I wanted to shorten some of this, we could perhaps remove the page content. If we save those changes and refresh, we're going to see that's much condensed to display there a bit nicer. We've then also got the search listings again and an email subscription. Those are fairly standard widgets. New listings here, this is a full width widget. So if we head down to homepage bottom full width, again, we're going to see IMpress listings widget. So this is featured listings. So it's just a case of dragging and dropping the IMpress featured listings widget. You can choose the image size to display, choose how many results to display as well. You can also choose to return by certain taxonomies if you'd like to, and whether you want to split the listings into columns and the number of columns. So here we'd recommend doing that. Split it into columns with 3 columns. You're going to get this nice display here. If you wanted to perhaps change this to 6, say, very easy to do, just change the number there. You see with that 3-column layout, that displays very nicely. We've also got the Wpzoom testimonial slider. You can add in your testimonials over here. Again, that's covered in a different video. We've also got some recent posts to finish this off, and this is just posts from posts over here. So very easy to use. If we have a look at the homepage there, we're going to see testimonial slider and also some news there. In the footer, all we've got is just some very simple text widgets. So we're going to find we've got some text saying about, text with some info about the group and some text, and then we've got the social icons widget. So that's really all you need to know about setting up the homepage. Just a couple of other bits to show you on the widgets. You do have a specific sidebar for listings, so you can choose to display a different search widget here, as well as featured listings if you'd like to do so. So that concludes our look around setting up the real estate features of Presence. As you can see, it's a really powerful theme, and you're going to have it set up in no time at all with these beautiful listings displaying on your site. So you want to install the recommended plugins, add in your content, set up your homepage as per the other videos, add in your listings content, which you're going to find under listings, and employees if you'd like to do so there. You want to set up your homepage, so make sure to set that under settings and then reading in order to set your widgetized homepage as the homepage, and then add in the slider. You find that under Wpzoom theme options, and then add in your widgets under appearance and then widgets. That's all there is to it. As I mentioned, you're going to find those other presence documentation videos at wpzoom.com and then find the presence documentation. If you do have any queries, then our support team will be more than happy to help you. Just head to wpzoom.com as well for that. So I hope this video has been helpful. Do check out those other videos for presence, and thank you very much for watching.